You seem kind of phony. Everything's a lie.
Boss is back. Let's go refuel and load up on artillery. We're good to go.
The boss loves it when we do that. I hate it when this happens to me. This guy has to be like an S-rank dude to catch a knife with his teeth. Like...
All right, and that's where we're done for the day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I always forget that his teeth get chipped off. It's the worst.
Oh, boy, she can turn to mist. Why is this working?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Tight security on her cell. This happens a second time. There won't be a third.
Put 2 guys, ineffective guys near her cell instead of just 1.
Yeah, yeah.
It's double the security. Times 0, though.
About Eli. I'd heard that one product of the Les Enfants Terribles project went missing.
Yeah.
You don't say.
Yeah.
The age would be about right.
Oh, that thing that they haven't
I'm not
mentioned
saying
yet
I
in this
think it's
game,
Eli,
but it's
but I wanna
very
run a genetic
important.
test all the same. Don't worry. I'll have it done without him noticing. The test may take some time, but I'll tell you as soon as we have the results.
Alright, we're gonna test to see if Eli is Liquid Snake or not.
How does he know about the Les Enfants Terribles project? Like, when did it happen? When the boss was asleep?
So, this is the thing that's annoying. No, I wish this was an event that happened in one of these big boss games, and it never does.
It seems important. It seems really important.
The whole reason why Big Boss, like, leaves Cypher and gets mad at Zero in the first place was even before Peace Walker happened.
Got time for a mock battle, boss?
Oh yeah, sure. Even before Peace Walker happened,
he was literally asking for that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the Les Enfants Terribles project, like, happened before Peace Walker even, and that's why Big Boss left Cypher and got mad at Zero and they don't talk anymore.
Okay.
That should be an event you see happen in a game. They always just say.
Did it even come up in Peace Walker?
A little bit.
If you need supplies,
It was, but it wasn't like a major thing at all. It was basically just like in the final boss fight with Paz, in the secret ending of the game, she just briefly says like, oh, there were these 2 guys, like, saying it to Snake, like, oh, there were these 2 guys that got mad at each other, and she like hints that it was because of that the divide happened. It's just weird that it's never an event you see happen, because it's like a major...
It's like the inciting event that led to this game's inciting event.
Yeah, so like, Miller would know about it just because Big Boss has talked about it to him, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But again, you don't see that happen either. There are some cassette tapes in Peace Walker, I believe, where they talk about it a little bit too, like in the post-game.
Also, he seems really unconcerned with looking for his kids.
Oh, yeah.
He accidentally stumbled into one that might be, but like, come on.
Yeah. I mean,
we know how that test is gonna go.
Like when we played that mission, like, neither of us said it, but it's very obvious that kid is Liquid.
Yeah.
He even says a line that he says in Metal Gear Solid 1. He has the same accent. He looks just like Liquid.
What's a better app? Balloon Fight or FOB missions?
Balloon Fight. That's just because Luigi is there. It would go the other way if Luigi was out all the FOBs.
Oh, wait, we gotta get to the General's brother!
Oh, man.
That's a badass title for a mission, though. Fuck.
Yeah, it's good.
Your mission objectives are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the General's number 2. This child soldier platoon
because
decided to break away from the
who's
rebellion
number 2
forces.
working for?
The child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt.
Rock them to sleep or something.
We've equipped you with graham crackers.
Second in command of the Mbele rebel militant.
I've put some episodes of SpongeBob on your iDroid.
But he's only distinguished himself these last few years. Still,
We've got some
I think
Funko Pops he can
captured by
deploy.
a bunch of children. Those kids are brainwashed with gunpowder from an early age. taught to kill, kill, kill. Real elites. One of your objectives is to capture the commander and bring him to Mother Base.
You know, I didn't really think about it, but maybe I shouldn't have drenched Quiet in blood for the mission where we have to extract some children. It's gonna scare the kids.
You aren't good enough friends to get the Barney the Dinosaur outfit.
Oh
so...
yeah, that's not until like 80% friendship, I think.
Yeah. I was thinking about something I said last video, or maybe 2 videos ago, about how frustrating it is that, like, the L'Enfant Terrible project is suddenly very important, but very not important at the same time.
Yeah.
And, like, and I think it applies to the point I was making about... Oh, there you go, found him. About how I feel that same frustration about how we don't really follow Skullface much at all and know what's going on with the people we're working against.
Yeah.
Like, it's another thing that, from a character standpoint, if we are in Big Boss's head, I get it. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like, the feud has gone to much bigger and better things that element doesn't really matter anymore, and, like, he doesn't see these kids as his kids. He doesn't fucking care. I get it.
Yeah.
But as a person who's playing Metal Gear Solid 5 and is very interested in the life of David Solid Snake, what's his name, I very much fucking care.
Yeah, I super agree. I don't know, I just wish, like, all these missions that you know, is just kind of following the trail of clues were a little meatier, I guess. It's each like clue you get is like a very small clue per mission.
The point that I really want cleared up for what's going on with Skullface is what is his job? Who is he working for? Who is he working against? Who is he in charge of? Because, like, 9 years ago, he was trying to use Paz to get to Major Zero and kill him.
Yeah.
We know that didn't happen because of Metal Gear Solid 4. But, like, what did happen? Are they cool now? Like, is he in Cypher? He seems like he's in Cypher. Is he Cypher? I don't know.
Like, in the middle of the mission where we have to go rescue Huey, Ocelot says some stuff about that. It's like, oh, Skullface was, like, Cypher's XO. And, like, in a separate thing, like, just when you're in the helicopter, Ocelot's also saying that, like, he, you know, used to stay in contact with Major Zero, but he hasn't heard from him in a while, and, like, Major Zero has just disappeared. And so, yeah, at this point, like, Zero is, like, missing. Ocelot doesn't know where he is, and all he can tell is that Cypher is apparently being commanded just by Skullface. Okay. But yeah, it's still very
so
up
they made up, I guess, in the time in between.
Yeah, it's very up in the air at this point of the game as to the status of Cypher and Major Zero and what's going on with them and Skullface. It's when all that stuff eventually does get explained, there are lots of parts of it that I really like. But I like them in a way where it's like, oh, this could have been so fucking good if it was presented differently. But that's for later. If Quiet is, like, out on a mission with you and it starts raining, sometimes she will stop firing to, like, drink in the rain through her skin. She just, like, lifts her head up to the sky and, like, holds her arms out, and she just takes a big old drink.
Shouldn't all the blood be suffocating her?
Maybe? Wait a minute.
Maybe that's why she has to be really good friends with you.
Yeah.
To risk suffocation.
Yeah.
Right now, Big Boss is really wishing he didn't pick up that translator.
Yeah, keep him busy. I'd say revenge is more like molasses, really. Very viscous. Alright.
The deepest, darkest revenge is black treacle.
It also helps, like, during the day, the kid is just wandering about, like, all on his own.
Nice one.
Tackle.
Commander, extract him.
Talk.
Gufo, move. Muke, pa' aquí, sabe.
I haven't gotten any additional translators for Vapor Snake, so he doesn't know like what half the people in the game are saying. So the new thing we got is
Can we bedazzle the party wagon?
No, I wish you could put diamonds on it. So we've seen the stun arm before. I've upgraded it twice, so now it has 3 batteries, which the description doesn't really tell you, but it lets you charge up the stun arm. If you charge
You can also use it as an emulsion blender.
If you charge it all the way up to level 3 and fire it off.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to make sure the dog's not afraid of the thunder.
I love it.
Now, we don't have to hear about this guy's super downer story to ruin the mood from that a wonderful bit of nonsense.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's saying. I'm just gonna put you in the car and just Fulton the car. See you later. Also, this guy you cannot Fulton because he's a little injured.
Yep, no matter what, how you slice it, you cannot Fulton
Yeah,
him.
Jeeps don't work either, so you have to take this dude to a helicopter. On the mission where you have to rescue Huey, and at the end you have to sneak away from Sahelanthropus. Like, the helicopter was sitting there, and I was still using, like, my walker gear to carry Huey around, and he was like, I can't land. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? And it's because, like, my tiny walker gear was still, like, within a foot of its radius for landing, which is... It's kind of big, so, yeah, it was a little frustrating. Also, Quiet looks intimidating.
Yeah, that's
blood
kind of the whole thing, yeah.
Don't look at me when you're covered in blood, please.
A gun the size of a horse. Yeah, pretty intimidating.
He said, if I'm working for you, I can be number 2 or number 200 for all I care.
Well, based on your rank, you're like number 650, actually. I hope that's okay.
We'll make you number 7 on one of the FOBs.
Yeah. You command the whole thing.
Boss, we have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill. At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.
I knew we should have been spraying all our men down.
Look, there's no such thing as chicken sushi, okay, Miller? You can't do that.
You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them.
Time for puzzles.
It'd be easy if we just knew the route or
Oh,
vector of the
boy.
infection.
Yeah.
From now on, if
Have
you
the
even
dog
suspect
sniff
a
'em.
staff member's infected, take a
Now,
look
weren't
at
you
the
saying we
quarantine
have
facility
about
we've set up.
800 people on the page?
Yeah, we have 819 soldiers. So yeah, this part can be pretty rough because there's a lot of factors to look at with every person who gets quarantined to try and figure out what they all have in common. And on top of that, like, the disease spreads pretty fucking fast. Even in just the course of like a half hour, like, you can have like up to like 50 dudes get infected.
Alright, I'm seeing that they're all men with noses. Does that narrow things down?
Yeah, on top of dudes just getting sick and getting thrown into quarantine, which means they're they're pulled out of their unit, and so your units will just start leveling down a lot. They'll also, like, after a while, just fucking die. So you could just have like dozens of dudes just start dropping dead on Mother Base. When this game came out, like, lots of people were just like, tell me what the fuck causes it. I'm fucking sick of this. I have 3,000 guys to individually go through. Help me. There is also a point, like, if you just go real hard and progress through the game as hard as, like, as fast as you can, like, eventually, like, the game will just kind of just go like, okay, here's the answer. Like, they won't let all your your entire base die, but you guys should be wearing gloves too, I'm thinking.
The source of the infection is quiet. Everyone suspects her. We don't know that.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
And we
Yeah.
come across these
I think
symptoms
Miller's
before.
reasoning is a good starting
The bodies
point.
in the water at the oil field facility. Those sick people in the beds at the Devil's House. They're identical to what we've seen while we've been after Cypher. The infection could have come from elsewhere.
Yeah,
At the very
yeah.
least, she does know something.
It's not like she's gonna talk.
Oh, there are jokes in this game. Okay.
About her actions. Quiet held a knife to that soldier back then, before he became symptomatic. There must have been a reason for that.
Because he was already infected and she can tell. You don't use the dog, use the sniper. Yeah, okay, alright, yeah, he's catching up, okay.
But couldn't communicate that to us. The answer to that, the source of the infection, might be in the mouths of the infected.
You think there's some kind of clue in their mouths?
Are you saying everyone's been kissing?
But maybe there's something about the mouths of those who become
Look,
symptomatic. Something in
the only
common.
time I've been asymptomatic is when I had mononucleosis.
Yeah, so there's some more hints as to what's going on with the disease and how you might be able to narrow it down. I wish you could just, like, you can't do this, but I wish you could just, like, CQC grab a dude and just drag him to quiet and go like, is he cool? 819 men. Even if we know exactly what it is, it still takes like 10 minutes just to sort them all out manually. Yeah.
So is it like the ones with really closed lip pictures that you gotta worry about?
Nah, it ain't that. I'll for like another episode or two, I'll let you and other people watching this like guess what it could be.
Sure.
Based on it does help, like the default like stat view page for these dudes just shows their rank only. But like very early on I switched to the portrait view, which shows like all of their stats, and that's what you want to figure this out. It's weird how when you're just slightly good friends with her, she does like the yoga, putting her ass in the camera stuff, and then when it's like you're almost like at 50%, she just gets like a bunch of like normal animations. It's just like, oh yeah, I mean she already did this one, but it's just like checking out the cockpit. Quiet likes helicopters.
Well, the yoga was establishing dominance in the space.
Right.
It was a power move.
That's right. He's a human trafficker. His victims ended up all
And he's
over the
about to
place.
be my best friend.
Yeah.
Market, organ trade, diamond mines. And he was the one who sent Shabani and the other
He's
kids
only
to the
bad when he's
Devil's
not
House.
trafficking humans
But
for
then
me.
an
This mission title is not nearly as cool as the last one.
No. That came from a random generator.
Daai lou nuwe soldaat het die mense aan die praat.
That's
Ek hoor
me.
dit sy eie organisasie.
Ja, Diamond Ducks of sweets.
Well, no, but I could make my emblem say that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Groot kokkedore.
close enough. Hey, hey, you got something on your face.
Dis op die uitkyk.
You got. hey, friend.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. In previous episodes, I said like, oh, I'll just mod out Quiet's repetitive humming, but I can't because every once in a while. Oh, here's the first prisoner. Every once in a while, Konami updates the multiplayer for this game, which changes the version number of the game, which breaks a lot of mods.
Aha.
And some mods don't get updated that often anymore, so the Quiet, like, humming removing mod, like, doesn't work as of this recording, I think. Another item I've developed that I haven't really been able to use too much are these mines. They're sleep gas mines.
Ooh.
You cannot manually trigger them, they just go off when guys get near them. Including you, so you kind of have to move away from them after you set them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll just put yourself to sleep very quickly. Fortunately, those guys didn't want to actually go to the mine. They were too concerned to follow that empty magazine I was throwing at it.
Come on, guys. You are in a professional quality Let's Play.
Fucking show off the thing I want to show off.
I expect a little bit of cooperation here.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta phone all these people just because you're high turnover.
Yeah.
Lately.
I hope whoever's in the helicopter picking them up tells them, like, okay, sorry, we got a bit of an epidemic. Just bear with us. Don't breathe, sneeze, cough.
We're not really sure what you shouldn't do, so don't do anything.
Yeah, don't do anything.
Really.
Unfortunately, Vapor Snake has not been getting any of the, like, cybernetic arm upgrades, so he can't run as fast as these animals. And there's just enough wind up in the fucking $6 million man punch that I just whiff it. Hey, Don't hit my dog. Hey, don't hit me either.
Getting fucked up by a goat.
Whoop. So this guy is getting curious because he just barely saw me, but thankfully at our zoo, there were goat bleat cassette tapes. So yeah, you turn the speaker on your Walkman on and play some goat bleats and they think you're a goat.
Actually, we could use some
Yeah.
How are you on fake sci-fi diseases that have no advanced symptoms?
Yeah.
Are you good at that? Nice.
So this outfit that Dee Dee has, it replaces the bite command with get it.
Extract.
Kept you waiting, huh?
I love it.
Yeah.
Kept you waiting, huh? He's coming too. Roger that.
I love that he does a little bark every time he puts a balloon onto somebody, like he's barking the balloons at them.
Incredible.
I love holding dudes up with sniper rifles because half your gun is clipping into their body.
Extracted.
Yes.
We'll let the clan know he's been dealt with. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
It sends a real message, and that message is, I'm going to hit one of your organs. Tell me which.
Yeah.
He had an idea who he was up against, and he didn't want to take any chances. A true rat. But like us dogs, he knew when he
How
was in trouble.
dare he?
Something else. He said the specimens
How dare he
come
go
from
to some sort of international authority
What he
with,
meant by specimens
like,
just yet.
witness evidence
Yeah.
of these horrible crimes?
Right? Sinister hyena.
Someone was rancid in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want them on our disease-ridden platform.
Yeah, that seems bad. That is a good idea, though, to, like, maybe quarantine all the dudes who have that unsanitary skill. That might be a good starting point. Back home, time to stretch out, relax, take a shower, 10 feet away from my helicopter. Oh, hey, right, we have children now.
Never tell me about your papa.
I hate my papa. He's right over there, I think. I don't know.
Fighting will get you nowhere, Eli.
Except here. We're professional fighting men.
This is the second fucking time this has happened. I think all knives have to be just away when Liquid is around. Like, if there is a knife, he will put it in his hands.
And then somewhere else fun.
Yeah. This is why we can't keep babysitters. They quit after one shift.
Enough.
Don't tell Mom the babysitter's dead. I stabbed him in the throat. Anyway, eventually, you're gonna be my boss, and it'll be cool. So,
Yeah.
if we could just get off on the right foot here today.
This cutscene is just Ocelot beating up a child a lot.
Here, we insist they use their real names. That hasn't
Yeah, like Raging Buffalo or whatever the fuck. That's definitely policy here.
Well, it is their real names because they all had to, when recruited, legally change their names. Well, we'll take another quick look at our people here. Yeah, in the killed in action tab, we got like about a dozen guys dead from the disease.
Oh dear.
Yeah. But yeah, like one of my theories early on was going like, okay, if obviously it's like happening between, like it's not a race thing, it's not a gender thing because the women get sick too. So I thought it was like maybe it's like related to their skills. Like what if it's like happening because like of those dudes who have the unsanitary skill?
Oh.
So that was my line of thought for a while. So anytime I found anybody who was unsanitary, I was immediately quarantining them.
Wash your hands or get locked in a box.
Yeah, come on. My favorite missions in video games, being a dad.
And sometimes being a dad means knowing how to discipline your child.
Right.
First you take a pillowcase, then you fill it with doorknobs.
Well, I don't got any of those. Also, my son has a machete. So I'm gonna keep my distance from my son. That 12-year-old boy is more ripped than I will ever be in my entire life. And yeah, a really easy way to take care of him is just fucking strike him with lightning.
I think that's true for a lot of things in life.
Yeah, and for beating up Liquid, you get his conch shell, which lets you develop Molotov cocktails and also Fulton balloons that can Fulton children.
Hooray!
Yay! We can collect kids now!
I don't follow the logic, but I like it.
Yeah, you know, the development of the new strut that's just stuff for kids, they could very easily start charging admission for just civilians.
Yeah, eventually R&D is going to develop Nickelodeon GAC.
Oh man, that would be so good for blinding guards, though. Just throw it right in their face. You could even, like, call in an airstrike of CAC. Just drop it on a whole base.
It turns out Wild and Crazy Kids was sponsored by the CIA in order to groom potential future recruits.
Wow. This is a very tiny mission.
Yeah.
It's super tiny. But we're gonna go back to using D-Dog for a little bit.
Okay.
We've developed some new stuff for him. Another sneaking suit, but this time it has a stun knife.
Fantastic.
It's great.
Wonderful little booties. Very good.
It's just incredible that D-Dog is so well behaved that he never does that thing dogs do when they wear little boots. Where they shake their paws.
The high stepping?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he never has done that. I don't mean to pet him directly in the very back of his butt every time I do it, but it's just how things kind of end up lining up most of the time. And there's also the occasional times where Dee Dee's still in an animation, so he'll just dodge your pet.
The boss learned how to give physical affection from watching football games.
Right.
So,
Check the VI on your iDroid. That's where the target is being
I
held.
found it.
yeah.
You dropped
Yeah,
me
got
right
it.
on top of it, basically. Like, you could have just...
All good.
You could have just dropped me right on top of it, and I could have just crashed through the ceiling. And I could have just... There would be a hole there, and I could just Fulton him out. And myself. And the dog.
It's the perfect plan.
Yeah. Dee Dee found the guy already. Thanks, Dee Dee.
You don't even need to be here.
No, the dog can do it.
It's the perfect team is Quiet and Dee Dee.
Yeah, she'll snipe everybody, and Dee Dee can just fucking Fulton everybody, because he has infinite Fultons in his little doggy bag.
There's smoke. The target's crashed his vehicle. That'll bring the enemy down on him in no time. The target's in danger.
Wow, this guy sucks. Think of all the times you've rammed a Jeep into something and it didn't explode.
Right? You have to try very hard in this game to explode a vehicle. Like, if it's not being shot at and you don't run it into explosive barrels or something, like, it takes a lot... even just normal-ass Jeeps are gonna take a lot of damage before they blow up. Electric knife!
Hell yes! Hell yes! The electric knife, which is somehow less deadly than a regular knife.
Yeah, I don't know. Normally you gotta carry that guy after he crashes the vehicle. But yeah, if you just run to him very quickly before he can get in that truck, or even stop the truck before he crashes it, you can just pick him up and no one will be alerted, and it's way easier.
He got out on his own.
They have the mansion surrounded.
The Devil's House?
The old man.
Die.
Is he 100 years old and Native American? I gotta know.
You gotta.
What are his feelings on nuclear proliferation?
But yeah, the common factor between everybody who is getting sick is that they speak Kakanko. So it's time to filter out everyone who does.
Is it really possible for a disease to spread because of that?
Well, it's either that or it's sexually transmitted, and I don't want to ask any probing questions.
Yeah, there he is.
Code Talker. We have
Code
no
Talker?
other intel
Code
on
Talker.
him. A total blank. From the looks of
You
it,
can
he's
learn
got
more
quite
about
the
this game at
security detail.
codetalker.com.
If we're gonna stop the epidemic here,
They also cover
we need to find
anime.
out what he knows.
That old man fucking loves anime.
That's the mansion where you'll find. Local legend has it that his ghost roams the area around the mansion seeking revenge. None of the villagers dare to go near the place. Crackpot superstition. Or a rumor designed to keep prying eyes away.
Or a real-ass ghost that's not outside the realm of possibility.
Cause I've met real-ass ghosts. Multiple times, actually, if you're counting the ghost missions in Peace Walker. I'm extremely familiar with ghosts. Actually, you know what? The Fury, I think, was...
And terrified of Draculas.
Yeah, the Fury was part ghost, I believe. Those weird fire faces that chase you after you kill them. Pretty sure those were ghosts.
Ghosts are real, Kaz.
Ghosts are real, and unfortunately, as I have learned from Huey, Santa is not.
Oh, they're listening to their tunes.
Hey everybody, it's Metal Gear. Hey everybody, it's a bunch of Borg cosplayers.
What if the terrifying skulls unit were sexy babes?
What if they had sexy skulls Halloween costumes? These ones have asses.
Yeah. You gotta give it to Kojima. He will never wait for Rule 63 to come around. He'll just do it himself.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
This can be really rough, because if you had trouble with just quiet alone, well, it's quiet times 4.
Well, you should have brought your rocket launcher.
Yeah, but it's Vapor Snake.
Yeah, one of those. A giant rocket launcher, yes.
Yeah. Alright. There are a bunch of different routes to climb up behind all the skulls here. But one thing Vapor Snake has learned is that if a woman is mostly naked, it's because she breathes through her skin.
Yes. This I know.
And so therefore, I should be able to drown her with my water gun. They hate it. So they mostly just get annoyed by the water gun, but it actually does a very small amount of damage, so you could technically kill them with the squirt gun. Also, look at this giant fucking gun. It's the biggest gun.
Did you take that off of the helicopter? What the fuck?
Well, the snipers do hate the decoys, but not enough to not shoot you first. It's just a big cross-section of lasers here. I hate it. Somebody please help me.
Now, if you bring Quiet on this mission, is she like their bud?
Oh no, she'll totally fight them. It's also they still kind of know where you are, even when you use stealth camo. They're trying to track me. But no, if you bring Quiet, she can snipe them, but they're also very good at sniping her, so they'll basically, like, trade headshots. So Vapor Snake, none of his tools really work against skulls that well, but thankfully we have unlocked weather modification from the support team. So I'm gonna call in some rain.
Aha. You have become the weather wizard.
Yeah. Now it's raining. You breathe through your skin. Take this. It's a good thing all the skulls were incredibly thirsty and really needed to drink up. But yeah. Call in a rain strike and you can kind of just sprint past them. Goodbye. But one thing you can do if you can't find a skull is you can just stay in one place and try to bait them into attacking you with a machete so you can counter them.
That'll do the trick.
Just impaling their face with the machete.
Took them all out. That's incredible, boss. Our men can rest in peace.
Oh man, getting my head cleaved in half with a machete makes me a little woozy.
Oh, look how idyllic it is.
Right?
Why don't people want a vacation here?
Oh.
I mean, even with the active war zones and the strange disease that attacks certain language speakers.
I mean, look, staying at the mansion must be pretty cheap because of all of that, right?
Yeah. It's got a lot of space.
Oh yeah, it houses a lot of people. It also might house ghost women that look like the Borg, but, you know.
Well.
It's a feature.
They come in tour groups, you know, with matching backpacks. It's a whole thing where they're from.
Yeah.
Why don't you try interrogating them? They might know the target's exact location.
It's mission 28, we know.
Yeah, I think it's really strange Ocelot says that And also that a few missions ago when Ocelot was like, hey, why don't you go up to a high vantage point? That's pretty good for scouting out. It's like, I know, it's mission 25 or whatever. Ocelot, you're not my dad. If anything, you're my son.
But please raise my son.
Yeah. And my dog. I'm too busy to deal with any of them because I'm hanging out with my quiet girlfriend. Who I covered in blood today. She was fine with it, I guess. I don't know.
Big Boss is supposed to be like, what, 8-10 years older than Ocelot?
Yeah. Yeah,
something in that neighborhood?
Because he was in his, like, mid to late mid-20s in MGS3, and Ocelot was 18 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
And in that in the time, in that span, Ocelot has gone completely gray.
I mean, it's just genes, man, I guess.
I guess.
Big Boss is, I mean... I don't know. Maybe the coma helps somehow.
Were they giving Big Boss just for men in Cyprus?
They were actually dyeing his hair the whole time, so he doesn't know. It's just really good hair dye. Calling a strike on the mansion. Hopefully the old man won't get exploded. Whoop! Some man sees me. Stop seeing me. Take that!
Synchronized.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was very happy with that. It was completely on accident. I also gave my robot a sword.
And it works.
It works very good. It's a lot of fun to use. So this rocket, I shot one dude with it, but didn't quite work because there were stairs above him. But this is a rocket launcher that fires Fulton balloons. So you can just Fulton dudes from long distance.
There we go.
There he goes.
Just a cloud of balloons happen.
It does, like, emit a gas, but it just stuns other dudes. It'll only Fulton the dude that's been directly hit by the rocket.
Okay.
Yeah, Peace Walker had a Fulton rocket launcher as well, but it was just like anyone who was caught in the gas would get Fultoned.
Right. Which makes more sense, really, if you think about it.
Yeah. Also, I could turn the power off, but they'll, like, just come back and turn it back on. But thankfully, I have a water gun.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
You can stun guards with the squirt gun.
He knows that's a squirt gun.
Yeah.
He knows from personal experience it is a squirt gun.
Yeah. But, yeah, even if, like, you're in the middle of combat and there's, like, a dude who's, like, just about to shoot you in the face with a shotgun, if you shoot him with a squirt gun, he will get stunned by it. Because he has to wipe the water off his face. It's actually really handy for stopping guys from shooting you and stuff. And if you go over here, you can hear Friday I'm in Love blasting through the wall.
Now, this mansion and all the different ways to get through it are what inspired Big Boss to invent Legends of the Hidden Temple back on that new strut.
Oh, man. It was tested by Mother Base soldiers a lot. The Silver Monkey was even more confusing back then.
It was 5 pieces.
Oh, God.
You had to do the arms.
Oh, jeez.
Anytime Big Boss was one of the Temple Guards, people did not get a Casio keyboard, I can tell you that.
That reminds me, years ago, I remember seeing a bit of an episode of Legends of the Hidden Temple just on TV or whatever, and one of the prizes was Metal Gear for the NES. It all comes around. I'm pretty sure it was Legends of the Hidden Temple. I don't think it was Guts.
Nothing to see here, just this glowing red light.
Someone activate it. That guy is so close. Come on, guy. Activate it. Oh, no.
There we go.
Phew.
Just in time.
Yeah. It's a good thing I have an upgraded cardboard box that can take a lot of beating. Wow, the guys outside of the mansion are talking about the guy they are guarding. You ever hear this guy? I don't know, that sounds vaguely familiar. It sounds like the guy we're guarding, maybe, I don't know. Never personally seen him, I thought he was a legend.
Anyway, let's just chill out and listen to The Cure.
Oh man, I gotta jump on this stereo before I get copyright claimed. I'm really happy that despite having gigantic sniper rifles on my back, they never like bonk on walls or anything. Just imagine if you could get caught on things because of these stupid guns. But anyways, everyone's here at the same door.
Hooray!
Yay!
And if you want to have a party, there's lit candles and wine. And what else do you need?
And a dank basement. It's all you need, really.
That old warlord knew how to live life with candles and wine.
There's plenty of space. Look, there's even water to take a bath in, I guess. Or something. I don't know what you want to do with it. It's not deep enough for a pool.
Are you looking for permission? Is your imaginary friend backing you up?
I've been waiting, Tilly. Or should I say, Bedahokhale?
Should you?
I don't know.
I gotta go kidnap some more translators before I can answer this question.
Look, I'll just take your word for it.
Sustained exposure to a particular sound triggers copulation. The resulting larva can feast on the host lungs, killing it. The particular sound.
Hold on, let me take a big drag first.
I need to be really high to feel like this makes sense.
His words. They attack only those who speak a certain language, not just one. I cannot say which language your parasites are attuned to. But silence is the best way to keep them from laying their children. This contains an herb that they dislike.
Look, I'm sorry. Vapor Snake would be way better at this. He might not even have the parasites. He may have killed them entirely. I don't know.
Good. That should deafen them for a while.
What if your parasites are attuned to gunfire?
Oh shit. The language of gun.
He stole the ones I sealed away, forced me to do his terrible work.
All I wanted was to sell nuclear arms to terrorists. And this dude made me put bugs in people's throats.
Pick me up, please. Thank you.
I would like to do a horsey ride.
Boss, he's gonna wipe every language besides English off the face of the earth.
Ironic, isn't it? They gave us language. And now...
Did they what now?
It is thanks to them that...
Excuse me?
Get ready later in this game for some crazy fucking shit about this.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Back. They've been warped by the hands of man.
Yeah, get ready for some prehistoric Metal Gear stuff. Whoa. Every single soldier is a puppet soldier now, and they even add more than there were originally. So basically no matter where you go, they're gonna be all over the place. Oh hi, don't point that at me please. Thankfully we did unlock that new command for Quiet, which is the cover me command, so she'll just shoot anybody who's even remotely close to me, and she will not stop shooting until you tell her to.
Okay, so the glowy lungs are the last stage of a parasitic infection that sits on the vocal cords and loves whatever sound it is trained to love.
Oh yeah, the fate of the Dinette are in Skullface's hands, so yeah, he basically took Code Talker's entire tribe hostage.
Right.
The parasites are trained to listen to specific languages because we were at the Devil's House and all those people had radios with speakers in their throats.
Dozens of world languages, like all the most popular aside from English.
Yeah.
Ah.
If you do not kill the skulls, they come up at the end of the mission.
Nice, nice.
So if, as Vapor Steak, you could just fucking run for it, because he just called in another rainstorm.
You are destroying that ancient spine.
Yeah, just call in rain means any skulls that are left behind are just gonna be dancing for a while. Yep, it's having a good old time. Bye. All the way back when we had to retrieve the honeybee missile launcher, that was mission 6, where we first like meet up with Skullface again. Hands up!
It's a holdup that comes with a demonstration.
Yeah. But in that mission, there's like that one POW from the Mujahideen that you can rescue, but he's a mute. And I believe he is actually mute because the rest of the Mujahideen there had died from diseases. And it's the vocal cord parasite, and he realized talking what was killing them, which is why he doesn't talk, he just kind of pantomimes where the missile launcher is.
So when did the boss get the parasites? Like, how communicable are they?
Right.
What is the vector?
So, that's a thing we'll actually find out a little bit later.
Is it all the tonsil hockey he's been doing in between updates?
Quiet, I gotta say, I don't like it when I can see all of your... when I can just see through your skin and see all your body meat. It's weird.
Yeah, it's not great. If you could tell your friends to, like, not do that in their intro cutscene.
Yeah.
Your infection will be contained, but you and your men will also be rendered infertile. That is the price you must pay.
Sounds fucking dope as hell. Give me that. Give it.
I was
Give
gonna
it.
get it snipped anyways. Come on, let's go.
What became of it? The metallic ARCHAEA.
The what now?
Clouds ahead!
It's them.
At this point, the game starts to do like the to be continued cliffhanger a lot, and I kind of like it.
Nothing like a video game mission that ends on a cliffhanger. Don't play Red Dead Redemption. You're Metal Gear now.
Yeah.
You're strapped in. Metallic ARCHAEA. That is definitely the subtitle to an anime.
I feel like that little waist seatbelt is not secure enough for a helicopter. Like, there's
Can
no
we get some shoulder straps for Grandpa, please?
Yeah, Grandpa really needs them. He's an old man, and our helicopter is falling apart right now, so...
Again.
If we could get, like, an ejector seat for him and a parachute, that would be good. At least some cushioning. Fucking Pequod's dead, so whatever.
Don't like it. Oh, I don't like this. And that's the end, folks. Thanks for following along. Tell your friends.
I guess that's why people are so disappointed with Metal Gear Solid 5.
The support chopper can't get close to your position right now.
The support chopper's very close to my position right now, actually.
Wow, just that waist belt was enough to save this ancient man.
He does yoga.
Oh, yeah.
Man, Death Stranding would have, or Silent Hills would have been so cool.
Yeah, Silent Hills would have been fucking cool, man.
So the vocal cord parasites have cousins.
Yeah, there's multiple different types of parasites.
That go all over your skin, like Leto Atreides II.
to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. We cannot lose
Excuse me?
So yeah, the absolute nightmare that was the 4 armored skulls that were guarding the convoy way earlier. You gotta fucking kill them. You cannot escape. There is no sneaking away from these guys. You gotta kill them. So we're gonna drop in Big Boss's, like, big loadout with all the good shit in it. This is a mission I had a shitload of trouble with, and like... Whoa. Yeah, that's a new thing they do in this fight, too, is they will emit that weird orange cloud of gas that will just rust any type of metal that gets near it. So if you dry a vehicle or a walker gear through it, it will get disabled very quickly because it'll just rust over. Everyone bitches about this mission because it's really fucking hard. Because, like, you aren't expecting this, and it's like, you need some really heavy firepower. So, like, one of the easiest ways to beat this, and this is how I did the first time I played it, is to bring in a walker gear, because the Gatling gun is pretty decent at chewing through their armor.
Yeah, and then just do donuts around their clouts.
Yeah.
Anyway, how's that asshole gonna handle this?
Well, again, we have started to quickly learn that all of Vapor Snake's tricks don't work on skulls. They are too strong and powerful. They cannot be tricked. So we gotta get away from them and come up with some...
They refuse to give Peace a chance.
Yeah.
Don't let the dog get that close to the explosives.
Oh, it's okay, he'll jump out along with me. Thankfully, even at low speeds, collisions with vehicles strip skulls of their armor. And then just fucking hope for the best. Unfortunately, it's very hard to hit the skulls with these missiles. It's not the greatest thing. You can't aim them very far. The skulls are a little too fast, so we just kind of have to stick to the cannon here.
I think that was just sort of a victory celebration.
I mean...
more than an attack.
I think Vapor Snake's just the type of dude who just wants to press the big red button, no matter what.
Yeah, yeah. Hello, new Pequod. You sound a lot like old Pequod.
Yeah.
Get in, boss.
Is Pequod the soldier or like the flight? Is it a code name like Air Force One?
I mean, I'm guessing...
Whatever plane the president on is Air Force One.
I'm guessing it must be a code name.
The very atmosphere of nukes, anywhere and everywhere. Deterrence on all sides.
So that's why you ran a non-detonation test.
Yes.
I think I'm going to run a non-detonation test right now.
Oh wow, it was a success. Whoa.
Yeah, nice.
If they proliferate, conventional nukes lose all value. Political, military, and economic. The two superpowers become powerless.
Except for their massive amount of influence in economic spheres and
Yeah.
non-nuclear weapons.
About the pathogen spreading through Mother Base. What's your
Fix it.
opinion?
It sucks. I hate it.
The parasitic bacteria that colonizes the parasites, turning male to female and preventing copulation. We must cultivate more.
So really, the secret to protecting your way of life is the Vol Cell Credo.
Yep. And it's all thanks to Code Talk that we learned about it. I have never fucked.
Yay!
What do we do with this quarantine base now?
No, just put all the assholes in it.
I guess so.
We couldn't save those already symptomatic. But everyone who survived has been released from the quarantine platform.
Yay!
And also, anytime we recruit anybody new, we're immediately going to have to render them sterile. Sorry, it's just part of the job.
It's gonna take a couple extra days in the brig for people to agree to that.
Yeah. Back to the good old Huey torture room.
Room 101. So he did read 1984. that's fucking rude.
Mm-hmm.
Ocelot, that is coming out of your paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
No! No! Wait!
What a dick.
What the fuck?
What a fucking dick, right?
Wipe him out! Don't leave any trace of his existence!
Okay, so you're just gonna send the one guy then.
We're gonna need backup on this one.
Hey,
Yeah, all right.
You'll rendezvous on site.
I'm glad the game started.
Right? Hi. I hope everyone is extremely excited to attend Code Talker's science class today.
Yeah.
Because that's what all these cassette tapes are.
You've seen everything we've got on the outbreak. What's your opinion?
Textbook symptoms.
It's these cassette tapes are another weird example of like they made a lot of dialogue for cutscenes, and then only some of them were used, and then they just left the rest of these tapes. Because like a couple of these lines were in cutscenes from the previous video, but it's part of a greater conversation. I don't know. It's weird. So right around this point in the game is where like after every mission it dumps like a lot of cassettes on you, and
Yeah, I'm sure.
you know, we're getting a decent amount of Code Talker explaining the parasites. I don't remember, but I'm not going to say there is not a cassette tape that covers accents and dialects. There might be, and I might be forgetting it, because there's a ton of these cassettes later on. Also, get ready for Code Talker to say copulation a lot.
You have the appropriate facilities. Yes, but
Well, we have a zoo. Can we use that?
I made a pact with your bit.
As long as the giraffe does not speak Congo.
I think we're safe.
My symptoms can resemble the early stages of a cold, making it easy to infect others.
Meaning a simple
I think that just means R&D needs to develop a lot of sneeze shields.
What happens after the larvae?
They can look really tactical.
Those surgical masks, and then people start to decorate them with like fangs and,
Oh, yeah.
and kissy lips, and yeah, having a good old time.
It is only then that noticeable symptoms appear in the host.
Or you can just put the tactical boy or fat dog patches on them. That works too.
Master Miller, do you have board game night on the base? I would like to show you Pathologic. Or, sorry, Pandemic Legacy.
Could you defeat the vocal parasites if you just talked really dumb on purpose?
The SpongeBob meme is how you save the world.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Countermeasure. It may already be too late. The only true solution is to prevent copulation through the ARCHAEA.
Alright, so we're gonna make really tiny condoms. just minuscule. Alright, so the plan that will make the parasites the most powerful WMD in the world is to crash the market in nukes. By flooding the market with lots of nukes, so everybody has nukes, but they can't use them.
Yeah.
What's stopping anyone else from making competing nukes that will actually explode?
Because of living.
Yeah, I guess there really isn't. Right?
Extremo.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Extremophiles.
The
Skullface is just going to be flush with cash and crowd out anyone else from the market. He's just going to monopolize through capitalism.
I guess the idea is that there be an overwhelming amount of people who have nukes now that could not have made them before. I don't know. But I mean, there's also the talk earlier too of, oh, because everyone will have these nukes he can turn off, he will have the one real WMD left, which is the vocal cord parasites.
Yes, but there are other nukes not made with his ARCHAEA, theoretically.
Yeah, I feel like Skullface is a dude who like immediately just scribbled like a cool sounding idea on his notepad and never thought it through.
South Africa was previously suspected of developing nuclear weapons.
It already had a conspicuous presence at the UN because of apartheid and its armed expansionism.
Those darn
But when they bring
conspicuous
Angola and
apartheid
Mozambique
policies.
together, countries. In 74, the government was still able to get by with bluffing that it had a nuclear arsenal. But the year after, word spread that an independent armed group in the Caribbean was crushed by
Damn it,
Cypher
boss,
for
you
possessing-
fucked everything up again.
Man.
That's right, boss. What happened to you and your men was the reason South Africa decided to push ahead with nuclear development. A force independent of any country.
They turned the
getting its hands
racism
on
factory into a nuke factory
That was
because
the
of
threat
you,
to the
boss.
Oh,
countries
man.
Everywhere. It wasn't just South Africa.
This is all
Your
just because I
president
wouldn't
pushed
hang
a
out with
lot of
Major
countries
Zero,
to
I
get
think.
nukes.
And then they
The world
built
was scared
another
of you.
racism factory
You were a
because it's
threat
still
more
South
than
Africa.
just
Oh, he's in this game.
Oh.
That's nice. Yeah.
He's been in 4 cutscenes so far, I think. If you're counting Ground Zeroes along with all this.
He has a fun nickname from my nuke grandpa.
Yeah.
That's something.
All we know is that Skullface's plans are on the verge of fruition. We need to stop him while we still can.
That is a great mission objective, though.
It is. I really enjoy the direction of the instant the music cuts out, that comes in. It's framed really cool. It's great.
Not a lot of guidance on what that means, but you know, vengeance is in the heart.
Yeah.
I know more than anyone about OKB-0 and Sahelanthropus. Boss, I've made up my mind. I want to be of use to you, not him.
That's a weird thing to say after you've been doing missions for us for a long time.
That I've always been your ally.
Somebody check Zeke 2 really close. You know, if Skullface wanted to control all the world through language and cutting off access to language, he could have just exploded a lot of helicopters. He didn't have to do the whole parasite thing.
Yeah, just shooting down any helicopter you see would have probably worked out a lot easier for him. I like this level, although once you play it like a second time, there's a lot of ways you can realize, like, oh, you can just kind of run like right down the side or the middle of this level and be completely fine. We won't be doing that because there are some. This level is pretty fun, but
it looks like one of the most vertical and like varied terrain of the Afghanistan. Areas.
Yeah, there's a lot of places, a lot of ways you can zigzag and climb through shit that I think is really fun.
Anyway, on to the real shit.
Yeah.
We know what you came to see.
I've upgraded the Phantom cigar enough to smoke more than a day away on a single cigar.
Knock it off. Out. It's the truth.
Who do you think we are, an idiot? We're waiting for Big Boss.
But if you continue to move the box just at the very edge of his vision, you can just kind of gaslight this soldier.
Stop calling me about people mysteriously disappearing with balloons. I don't see how that's relevant.
Knock it off. Out.
I'm serious, sir. I can see feet sticking out from the box.
Copy that. Permission granted to pirate the box.
06 copies.
The good thing is, though, our box is pretty heavily upgraded, so it would take a decent amount of bullets to break it.
Well, aren't you gonna feel foolish once you are either dead or Fultoned?
The skull suit is kind of a stealth suit, but after that last boss fight, and you unlock this suit, you can go back and if you replay any mission where there are skulls, you now have the ability to Fulton them. And when you Fulton skulls, you extract the parasites out of them. And then the parasites you get from the skulls you can use with this suit for different abilities the skulls had. This one...
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So we have the camouflage parasite, which is just gives you the stealth camo ability.
So you start playing an entirely different game once you get this.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Surely they can't already have... No, never mind.
Is there something you want to share with the class there, Huey?
Huey, out of all of us, you are somehow the most suspicious individual. You can't say something like that and then not, you know, expect to be questioned
I'm on your
a lot.
side, boss. Don't ask me any questions about anything.
Yeah. Like, dude, you're lucky Ocelot isn't in the helicopter you're in. Because he would be torturing you just by... He would just be doing like the Batman thing, just holding him by his ankle out the side of the helicopter.
I'm just waiting for... I'm waiting to hear a huge scream from Huey, and then Miller comes on the radio. He slipped.
There's actually another, even harder to get stealth bonus. I think it's called Ghost? A Ghost bonus? Something like that. Or, no, it's No Traces. And this is a perfect stealth bonus where you never even catch anyone's attention. That means not even making a sound, like tapping on walls or throwing magazines. You also can't leave any traces of your existence, like bullet cases or empty magazines. So literally all you can do is, like, move, and, like, that's it. You can't CQC anybody, you can't, like... fire your tranq pistol once, no throwing empty magazines. It's really difficult to get, and there are some missions where it's like not even possible to get that bonus just because you are required to do like shoot guns and stuff. Yeah, maybe at some point I'll try doing that with Big Boss, but it's just difficult. Off camera, Vapor Snake got all of the fast travel delivery stickers in both Afghanistan and in the Africa map. So doing that unlocks a special cardboard box that is a smoke box. So if anybody even dares lay a finger on your box, it explodes.
Why isn't it called the hot box? Why? What a missed opportunity.
I agree.
You know what I heard about the Big Boss? One time, he was sneaking in a box. Somebody found him, the box exploded in smoke, and then in the blink of an eye, he shot that man with a squirt gun. Dove flat on his belly and punched him in the ankle.
He's coming too.
Oh, that was juicy.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. The old throw a smoke grenade in the Jeep trick works extremely well. If you have smoke grenades that have been upgraded a couple times to last longer, you can literally throw it in the Jeep and drive up the middle of this entire map and go right to the end of the mission in, like, less than a minute.
Something's wrong. But it has to be here.
What, Huey? What is the thing? Use your words.
Huey. It's good that you seem to be a bad dad who doesn't hang out with his son, because you would have made Otacon so much worse. Well...
I'm glad he's being raised by television.
Yeah. Otacon, are you going to be the type of guy who... The wars are bad and won through many battles, or are you going to be the type of person who's like, war's bad, but it can be won through song? Which type are you?
I mean, we know that Otacon begins his career squarely in the WoW Cool Robot arm of the craft.
Yeah, that's true. Otacon misses the point. I mean, Gundam also sometimes misses the point depending on which one you're watching, but also, a guy is suspicious of me, so I hid in the toilet.
I don't like the label recorded in the toilet because it raises the question, recorded by whom and when and with what amount of permission.
Yeah, the rocket arm It takes a while before you're able to upgrade again, but even the default one has enough fuel for you to take out like 5 dudes, as long as they're fairly close.
Ooh, good one.
I also love that, like, they react to the rocket arm by just being shocked, but they never call in alerts or anything. It's like it's just a weird animal they're seeing or something.
What is this bird? Where are its wings?
Maybe they just can't believe their eyes so much that they just...
This bird has no wings, but it does have a thumb.
Yeah.
It would make sense if it were wire-guided and there were a small winch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
But you never see the wire.
Oh, if he had a wire attached to that, though, he could be able to have, like, a grappling hook arm.
Yes!
That would have been so
yes,
cool. It would be like the arm in Sekiro. Man, that's a missed opportunity. That could have been so cool.
Oh, and you could use it to make tripwires?
Oh, shit.
Or like, snow speeder the legs of the D-walkers?
Yeah, and you could also use it to CQC grab guys from long range.
Nature's first nanomachine was the bacterium.
Yeah.
That is a line that belongs in Metal Gear.
God, yeah, it does. Don't shoot my dog! What the fuck? Good thing I have the strongest dog in the world who can get blasted with a shotgun and be fine. Konami went in and made one more Metal Gear game, Metal Gear Survive, on a much lower budget, using the assets that was already made for this game. I'm surprised, you know, while we're recording this, like, E3's like barely a week away, so maybe it'll happen. But I'm honestly surprised that they didn't try to use the multiplayer assets for a Battle Royale game.
Huh. A Sneakum Royale.
Yeah. Like, out of all the games, like, narratively, Battle Royale would probably fit in pretty well with Metal Gear.
First of all, make contact with Skullface. Don't kill him yet. We need him to talk first.
About what? You aren't the cops. There's not a warrant. Just fucking kill him.
By the way, if you try to shoot the helicopter, you can't because the psychic child has a force field around everything.
Oh.
Even if you try to throw like a decoy. No, denied.
You too have known loss. And that loss torments you still.
This is my boy band.
You, me, we've no place to run. Nowhere to hide.
Have you tried, though?
And that is why I'll show you my demon.
Have you tried not being in the war profiteer business?
Whatever the Navajo told you, it's just one possible solution derived by Cypher. My will is different.
So we found out his plan, but it turns out it's not necessarily his plan. That was one mission ago, you fuck.
The information you returned was far more than enough to fill our pockets. With it, our futures became, more or less, set in stone.
Yeah, I just love him going like, by the way, I was in Snake Eater the whole time! I was always one map behind you.
He gave us back Mission J Frog.
Ooh.
So the Major sought a system that used information, words, to control the subconscious.
He was brainstorming ideas like La Li Lu Lay Lo, but I thought they sounded pretty dumb, honestly.
Alright, what if there's something called the internet, and then we take over the internet? Also, what is the internet? It is 1978.
Time for a fun car ride with our best friend.
Better be Chuck E. Cheese at the end of this.
Big Boss ain't listening to this monologue for nothing. He expects something at the end. And at the end, he wants cheap pizza and skee ball.
The Major thought this was his friend's word, but I think he never understood what she wanted.
Oh, great, it's another one of you people.
Even before he was born. I was born in a small village. I was still a child when we were raided by soldiers.
Could you keep your gestures out of my personal bubble, please?
This is what I learned from the Major. And then it hit me. It was he who
who should feel my wrath.
Yeah, about that. What happened in between the last 9 years between you two?
Language codes, information codes.
Because you seem to be kind of in charge now.
Yeah.
A parasite upon this earth. That is what Zero is.
Don't worry, I'll take care of that in front of my son.
He's afflicted. I hold him responsible for killing my freedom. Killing all traces.
At least his
of my
soul wasn't
past.
killed.
Killing any promise of a future.
By the way, it's Vapor Snake.
Feel my wrath.
Rewinding his monologue a little bit.
Code he chose
This is too many words for Vapor Snake. It's pretty boring. I don't understand half the shit he's saying. Is there something else I can do? I can play cassette tapes.
Spanning history.
Well, here, let's talk about something I like. There's this anime with a dog, and he fights a bear. Here, listen to the theme song. It's fucking dope. Hell yeah!
As it spreads from one host to the next. A parasite upon this earth. That is what.
Why do they let you do this here? It's great.
As one born into this world.
I'm sorry, are there flies around your face? I love the idea that he's live translating the lyrics.
Yeah.
Promise I will exterminate the English language. With this, I'll rid the world of infestation. All men will breathe free again, reclaim their past, present, and future. This is no ethnic cleanser. It is a liberator. To free the world from Zero. Let the world be.
Really? Because it sounds like an ethnic cleanser. Ethnicity and language are deeply tied together.
Yeah.
Which I think you know as the Mr. Language Man.
People will suffer, of course. A phantom pain. The world will need a new common tongue. A language of nukes. My metal.
I don't know about that. I don't think there's a lot of poetry in nukes.
Sure there is. You just write it in craters.
No words will be needed, only screaming.
This war is peace.
So this song is the main theme, Metal Gear Solid 5, Sins of the Father. This is this game's Snake Eater song. It's a rad song. I question its use when this feels like it's almost meant to be like the ladder moment. It's just a car ride with these two dudes.
The carpool moment.
But my issue is Big Boss just kind of has these idle animations where he just looks around. If this were like a really tense stare down between these two dudes where they're like both ready to pull a gun on each other or something.
But no, he just looks kind of impatient the whole time.
And like, I'm trying to make this slightly more dramatic by doing this camera pan. This is me doing this. The game doesn't do this. So if like, normally it's just, you're just watching these two dudes silently look at each other in a car ride. And it doesn't quite work for me.
I would have them both take off their masks.
Ah.
I like the idea of Skullface doing a staring contest with the vacant socket.
Yeah. Like, there's just, like, one extra element I feel this part needs to make it really work and be cool.
Because, like, if they both take them off, then, like, they're really looking at each other, but also, from Skullface's side, there's that extra, like, staring into the void. You know, the abyss.
And that feels like a very Kojima-style direction thing, too.
Right? Kojima, let me give you some notes.
Yeah.
Like, there would definitely be a tweet saying exactly that.
Yes.
Like, how about that Death Stranding trailer?
Death Stranding...
Talk about some tweets.
I think it looks fucking pretty cool so far.
When the world witnesses...
Oh, okay, the song's over. He was listening to it too. Focal parasites can't kill you if you use ASL.
That's true.
Just saying.
That's true.
Wait for the wrist parasites, I guess, but...
Remember the Alamo.
The car rental? Huh. Where did I park that?
We're not the only demons in this world.
There are 72 in the ARCHAEA. This dude does look so cool, though. I love his look.
He's very cool looking. I love this part because they're generally going for the one take shot. So when they do, this part is just shot reverse shot, but it's just like this guy in the middle of them just constantly swinging the camera back and forth, and it's really goofy to me.
I want to see the making of documentary that turns the cameraman into a character.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be so good. So what were you thinking? You know, they just had such intense energy between them. I had to pick my moments to swap from shot to shot.
Wait!
Whoa.
Who is doing this? Such a lust for revenge? Oh!
Fucking line read.
Yes, I would expect the Sahelanthropus to be in this mission.
Yeah.
Following the ending of Chapter 30. You ever have one of those moments when you're on a helicopter and you completely dissociate?
Oh, I hate that.
Snake, there's something wrong with Eli.
I'm currently surrounded by a fireman, a big robot, and like 20 dudes with guns. I don't care.
I'm not wrong, right? That line was not when we saw this scene last, right?
That, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a slight dialogue retcon.
Yeah.
She only refilled my coffee 4 times. Such a lust for revenge.
God, imagine Skullface, like, fucking doing anything normal in public.
Skullface
like,
at brunch is the best.
Like not even just like, oh, he's all fucked up and weird looking, just the way he acts. He's like the weird kid from like Drama Club or something who is always muttering to himself because he's fucking just weird.
We're not so different, you and I. We both are here at the ATM machine.
By the way, I don't think I was able to point it out yet. Or maybe I did, I just forgot because it was so long ago when we fought Sahelanthropus the first time.
Like right here, like we're back in that same spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Sahelanthropus's hands have a thumb on each side of its hand, just like the orbital frames from Zone of the Enders.
Oh.
He has like the exact same style hands as them.
So Skullface, our best frenemy, took us over to his place to show off his cool toys and his rad friends. And instead, his rad friends made the cool toys walk. And now everyone that works for Skullface wants to blow it up.
Yep.
That's what happened.
Yep. By the way, this is the first Metal Gear to ever have a sword.
Hell yes!
It's got a cool sword that for some reason makes rocks come out of the ground.
Calm down. Calm down.
I like that this is also the first Metal Gear capable of throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
The other ones just roar like dinosaurs. This one just sounds like it's all pissy.
Maybe you'll get it for your birthday if you're very good.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. That tank? Is that what we want? A tank? My name is not important. What is important is what brings me to speed dating today.
Major, I'm burning up!
Alright, we killed the final boss. Hell yes.
Woo!
Got that revenge on Skullface.
If the world finds out about Sahelanthropus, Skullface will have won. His plans will become reality.
How?
I don't know.
Oh, why?
Existence would be enough to enslave humanity to the fear of nuclear Armageddon.
It already is. It's the 80s.
Yeah. Like, I agree, blow up the Metal Gear.
Yeah, the Metal Gear is bad to have, but I don't see how that has anything to do with selling micro-blazed nukes and also language-eating bucks.
Like, yeah, definitely destroy it. You don't want anybody picking it up and trying to make a Metal Gear. Well, I mean, that's going to happen regardless. Because this is Metal
it's
Gear.
Us. That's the next thing that happens. We do it.
Yeah, it's fucking... We already made one.
Stop Sahelanthropus. Destroy that thing. I'll rally Diamond Dogs and provide backup.
You fucking better, okay? Because I came with my sneak gear.
There are no alternate takes for this boss fight, because this boss fight is just like, fucking blow it up.
Yeah.
You can't sneak this, you can't goof this robot.
Everyone is Vapor Snake today. Or everyone is Venom Snake today.
Uh-huh.
There's also only one take on the commentary.
Oh yeah. Yeah, obviously Sahelanthropus has some weak points. All those big white tanks on his back, and in a couple other places. It's very good at blowing up. This fight with Sahelanthropus also has some mechanics brought over from the AI boss fights from Peace Walker, in that you can destroy different parts of Sahelanthropus to destroy some of his different functions. Like if you, like I just blew up the motor on one of its legs, and destroying its legs makes it move a little slower, and also missiles it fires from its legs also like launch slower.
Oh, handy handy.
You can blow up its, yeah, like those missiles move slower because I blew up one of his legs. Also, he just tossed a gigantic robot-sized grenade. If you notice that there were grenade-like things strapped to him, yeah, he has giant grenades that are full of metallic ARCHAEA. So if you call in any D-walkers or vehicles, there's no way to escape this. They will immediately get corroded and become useless.
Oh, this looks so cool.
This looks really fucking cool.
Oh my god.
The metallic ARCHAEA shit is so damn cool looking. Yeah, you never need to bother actually like manually calling in supply drops. The instant you run out of ammo for anything, they will immediately call in one automatically for you.
Oh, good. I'm glad your friends are paying attention. Sometimes
he transforms back to the Metal Gear Rex mode, and so that's so he can snipe at you with his railgun. Yeah, that tank, unfortunately, I would not have been able to use because it had already been corroded by the metallic ARCHAEA.
Okay, yeah.
It was all rusted over. But yeah, this map does have a decent amount of tanks and stuff littered all over the place. Skullface talks a lot about lust and thirst.
Yeah.
Does he just not realize he's really horny? And he's just taking it out in a very strange way. And when he said such a lust for revenge, it was like he was jealous that somebody could be so lusty for revenge.
Why does the psychic child want us dead so bad?
We'll figure that out. The mechanics of how the psychic child works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Eli that wants us dead so bad?
It might be.
It might be. They had a moment.
Yeah, they had a moment in the helicopter. Also, sometimes Sahelanthropus jumps at you to blast you point-blank range with the railgun.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
To keep that from happening, you have to blast the psychic kid. and that'll stun him for a second. Let you get some good hits on his chest there.
Yeah. I take it back. I do like it. Pound some more. Let's go.
Also, his dick has a flamethrower.
Pound some more. Let's go.
Yeah.
You can either have a flamethrower dick, or it'll be able to support the weight of a person in the cockpit. Your choice.
Yeah.
Huey thought that was an obvious choice. Oh good, the sheep survived.
Phew.
Hey kid, you think you can beat me in a fight again now? Huh? Kid?
This is the third time I've beaten you in like a week.
Alright, that's the end of the game. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We got some post-game stuff coming. But here come those credits, right?
Oh yeah.
Wait, why do I have all these other videos in my folder? Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck that. Yeah, it's not as fun to twirl as a revolver.
Yeah.
But it is engraved. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. It's a very fancy gun.
Oh, come on. Fuck you.
Yeah. So if you do pull the trigger, like, you can shoot him a couple of times, and it'll do that. But if you pull the trigger a bunch, or if you just wait a little bit, you get this.
I don't know, you got like a 25% chance of folding him successfully, put him in the brig
Yeah.
for a while.
Med team still thinks that he might be able to be saved.
Oh, big boss, you're such a hero.
Do it yourself.
Well, it's a good thing they got their revenge. What about Paz and Chico? Never mind.
I did it!
Yay!
I fucking love that Huey does that. Like...
And Big Boss pulls out a little party tutor.
Like, Huey just waltzing over there and just blasts him, going like, I did it!
Wait, that's a lot of helicopters. God damn it, Huey.
Damn it.
Who approved this?
God.
There aren't enough Fulton balloons in the world.
Gonna have to put balloons on the helicopters carrying the thing.
You couldn't wait 5 minutes!
All those guys, I'm gonna fucking fire. They should have known to move this shit, and they should have known to get out of the way!
We hold our rifles in missing hands. We stand tall on missing legs. We stride forward on the bones of our fallen. Then, and only then, are we alive.
That's a healthy outlook.
Yeah.
Sahelanthropus will unleash that thirst unto the future. Those were his last words.
No, his last words were kill me. He said that a lot of times.
Yeah.
Blind
No one leave. It's rolling the credits. Don't believe it.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
This isn't even like Peace Walker where there's like an extra secret boss fight left. There's more game. Although I'm sure most people probably figure that out thinking like that ending feels very incomplete. There's so many things.
There's 2 vials of parasites in play.
Yeah.
There's a hot man. There's a flying kid.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. Speak of the devil. Ooh. It's a good thing he's telekinetic because no hands.
Yeah. Don't drop it. All right. That's the first ending of several endings in Metal Gear Solid 5. Speeding through the credits a little bit faster because we're gonna be seeing these again.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Skullface is fucking done with already. It feels a little weird, doesn't it?
I suppose. He
Like
was around in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then a lot of tapes in the beginning. And a little bit in the middle.
Yeah.
And then we enjoyed the carpool lane together, and that was nice.
It's just more, he kind of has 2 plans that feel like they don't entirely link up in a way that makes sense for me. The one I like more is the whole, I hate Major Zero, I'm going to destroy his plans to create the Patriots in the future by destroying the thing that it needs to work, which is language. I'm going to destroy the English language.
Specifically the English language, yes.
Yeah. That part, yeah.
That's ambitious.
That is super ambitious, but like, okay, sure. But then he also has the separate thing of, after I destroy the common language a large majority of the population of the Earth uses, I'm also going to mass produce these Metal Gears with nukes that I secretly control with Skullface branded DRM. And then that people will all be equal or something because everyone will have nukes, and that will be the quote-unquote common tongue, as he claims, because everyone will have their own language and therefore culture, I guess. But also, no one will be able to fuck with anyone because everyone will have nukes or something.
Yeah,
that part's
super MAD.
Yeah, super MAD. Yeah. But it just feels like the Metal Gear and that part doesn't fully link up in a satisfying way with the vocal parasite stuff. I don't know. That's my criticism of you, Skullface.
I'm glad you're dead. Man. They credit Herman Melville.
Yeah.
As if he needs it.
But yeah, I actually cut a thing out after these credits. This game actually gives you a next time on Metal Gear preview.
Amazing.
Like a TV show, but it shows way too much, so I cut it out. It shows so much of the next part of the game. We can now make nukes ourselves.
Hell yes.
We'll be getting into that later.
Or dispose of them.
Or dispose of them, yeah. We'll get into that later. By the way, everything we just played, remember when the game was introduced as Chapter 1? Welcome to Chapter 2!
No, I don't, because that was 50 videos ago.
By the way, we got some... With Chapter 2, and this whole thing about there being Cypher spies in Mother Base, we have some new posters all over Mother Base, such as Big Boss is watching you! There's Sahelanthropus just chilling out.
Nice.
But yeah, everything we've done so far was all Chapter 1 of the game.
XOF, the like strike force of Cypher, is done.
Well, I mean, technically there's still a bunch of soldiers around. I guess it's just like if Skullface is dead, does the chain of command...
They're missionless, they're leaderless, they're scattered.
Yeah.
And strategically, they're done.
Chain of command most likely
and without them, Cypher is largely a much reduced threat.
Yeah.
And you have the biggest, scariest mech on Earth.
and the guy who seems extremely excited to fix it.
And the ability to make your own nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
But Miller still thinks you're too small, too fragile, too under threat.
Miller, I think we need to talk. Oh, by the way, if you've ever wondered where Eli is on Mother Base, he's in a place you normally can't get to. There he is. He's on the very top, just lounging out on a chair.
He's on the party deck.
Yeah. And you can never climb up there on your own. It's kind of just barred off.
Well, it's his treehouse. It says no adults allowed.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So now we're in the post game, which is still the regular game.
Yeah.
But you of all people know how dangerous it can be to have nuclear weapons. So will you add nukes to our arsenal as a deterrent?
Do you want light side or dark side points, boss?
We'll be getting to this more later on in the LP. But there's actually a community-wide goal in this game on FOBs to dismantle all player-created nukes and create a nuke-free world in the game.
That's awesome.
That is a thing you can do. It has never been accomplished.
Yet. Let us spread the gospel.
There's some really interesting stuff going on with the nuclear disarmament stuff that we'll get into later.
It sounds like one mission you can do on an FOB is to steal their nukes.
Yes, yep, you can steal people's nukes, and that's how you disarm them.
And then you disarm them for them.
Yep.
As long as they aren't developing them faster.
Correct. This, of course, is separated by platform: PC, Xbox, PlayStation.
Okay.
It's not a full thing. I believe on PC, it's been a long time since I've looked, but there were like hundreds of thousands of nukes that still needed to be disarmed.
That sounds like the PC player base. Yeah.
Yeah.
The man had died in an explosion. An old man, you say? His flesh had not decomposed. In fact, the tissue's cells were still metabolizing. The parasite had infected...
So does this mean the early end kill where you explode his wheelchair in the cutscene is canon?
No, remember, all the Cobra unit guys, regardless of how you beat them, they always explode, because they had a bomb inside of them.
Okay, that's right,
Yeah.
that's right. I still think I'm right, though.
Were they that body's only parasite? Yes. However...
No, there were also fleas.
...that supplied its host...
Very filthy.
...in response to pain. And yet another that could control insects at will through secreting
Yep.
The entire Cobra unit is parasites.
Yep. I guess technically the only ones that didn't have parasites would be the Sorrow, the boss, and the Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Although I guess the Fury could still potentially have parasites, because like the cutscene after you beat him, there were like flaming ghost faces chasing you. Those could be parasites.
I mean, that sounds like something the Skulls could do. That could be parasites.
Yeah. But yeah, that tape is incredible to me. Just going back, going like, actually, the Cobra unit, they had parasites in them that let them do their crazy shit. And straight up, like, Code Talker just having the same parasites at the end had.
Mm-hmm. And trying to get the others, but they wouldn't let him.
God, imagine if Code Talker was in this game and he had all the Cobra unit's powers in one being.
I want him to have the bees.
If there was ever that dreamed, like, prequel Metal Gear game where you play as the boss and it's a co-op game where you can play as the other Cobra unit members, they should start out without parasites and throughout the game. They get infected with those during World War II because the Nazis knew about them.
Yeah.
And they were experimenting with them.
Did that water taste weird to anybody? Oh. Next day.
The fear! Yeah, they're all completely normal human beings, and they turn into freak shows the next day. Like, the fear doesn't start talking like fucking Gargamel until the next day. The fear!
There's been an accident in the boys' quarters. A pile of steel pipes gave way and crushed one of the kids. The boy named Ralph. They tell me he died instantly.
Jesus Christ!
Sorry, boss. It's my fault.
Yes!
I should have been keeping an eye on them.
Yes, you
I'll let
should!
you know if we learn something.
Well, if we learn some, whose job is it to maintain the fucking pipes?
We were able to take care of a perfectly fragile puppy. But man, these kids instantly crushed by pipes. Probably shouldn't have let them in the pipe room.
Boss, thank you for putting an end to the epidemic.
Thank you for killing Ralph by negligence. He gave me a swirly.
Like,
I don't know how you can give a swirly to someone 3 times your size, but he did it.
Ocelot seems like the one between him and Miller who's the one more likely to like look after the kids. And I'm just imagining like Uncle Ocelot just like with his back towards the kids playing with all the loose heavy steel pipes in the construction warehouse, and he's just like reading like a Torture Monthly magazine just going like, be careful.
Now, I don't know how many of these wing nuts you can take off before it's unsafe, but probably more than a few.
Boss, the kids won't stop playing on the Metal Gear. One of them fell 60 feet to his death.
Boss, the shipment of uranium and yellow cake is here. Also, we lost Ralph, too. Yes, those are related. Turns out his teeth fell out, and, he jumped over the edge rather than wait to see what came next.
Boss, one of the children got eaten by the bear.
Boss, Ralph 5 looked at me funny. We're on Ralph 6 now. Would you get an I Heart Fishing Metal Gear Solid 5 shirt?
Probably, yeah. One of these pictures will help, maybe. I don't know.
But why do you want that?
I don't know. I mean...
Look, we can't have any Cypher spies on our base. Now, let's reawaken the memories of the one confirmed Cypher spy on the base.
Yeah. Like, I guess Miller wants to get info out of her, but, like, I don't know, man. But yeah, basically, Sahelanthropus's armor is made out of depleted uranium, and it has metallic ARCHAEA that it can deploy to enrich its armor and then make it blow up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's incredibly stupid, though.
It's really stupid, but
it's
yeah.
so stupid.
It's like a, yeah. Every Sahelanthropus can self-detonate if it needs to. But yeah, around this point, Chapter 2 is when a lot of extra side-ups start unlocking that are, not goofy, but they're like the more interesting ones at least, like hunting legendary animals and stuff. Because at least the legendary animals also do unlock some extra things for you when you capture them too. So I mean, like, it's a chance for all the snakes to relax. Cypher isn't really much of an issue. Skullface is dead. It's time to just chill out.
Yeah.
Go bird watching / hunting. Need some music though. How about the music for when Jin was born?
It's majestic.
Nature, wow.
Yeah. Oh, please do not perform a donkey punch.
Too late. Faster than a donkey!
Oh my god, you gave the donkey a rectal exam.
Already got 2 donkeys.
Where's my bird at?
Dog will find the bird.
We're not recreating Up here. You cannot trust the dog to find the bird. Oh my god, we are recreating Up here.
Whoa.
We even have a small, annoying child. And a 100-year-old man.
Yeah, we do! Wow, we're there.
It was venerated by the ancient Egyptians and inspired the god Jehudi, also known as Thoth, the god of death. Though some believe that was simply because the ibis keeps snakes away. Maybe not the most encouraging sight for you, huh?
I can't believe they let him mispronounce Jehudi.
You right? Jehudi. So yeah, we get some Zone of the Enders related emblem parts.
Oh yeah.
And also, it unlocks a new cyborg arm or bionic arm to develop called the Hand of Jehuti.
Oh, incredible.
We'll see that next episode, I believe.
Oh,
it's a good
can't
hand.
wait.
It's a super fun hand.
I would love a side game, or even like, I don't know, a comic series or an audio drama about what Skullface was doing during Operation Snake Eater.
Yeah, I still can't.
That'd be so cool.
The first time I played this, I was just like, "Fucking what?" When they were just like,
It's such a dumb thing to just say, but it opens up possibilities. Like someone. Someone with the time and interest could make that into something.
Yeah, especially because it's just like, even in that game, like Snake of the Stars is told like, don't leave any traces, and like, no matter what, you leave traces of your existence everywhere in that game. So it kind of makes sense that there would be some guy maybe cleaning up all of your shit.
Yes,
but
Skullface hates you because he's an overworked janitor.
Yeah, he was just a dude who had to just go like with tweezers in a plastic bag, just pick up all the trank dart bullet casing you left behind. And all the stupid porn magazines and calorie mate boxes and ramen wrappers.
His face isn't like that from the fire or anything. It's because of all the bee stings from those hives that you dropped on people. He had to put the hives back in the trees.
Yeah, you don't realize it while playing Metal Gear Solid 3, but back in the LP when I did the swab trick, right, I got a guy caught off guard with the porn magazine and then stung by a million bees. That was Skullface in disguise.
What? There's smoke there. Let's investigate the smoke. Oh, there's a porno mag. Never mind. Oh no, bees! That's the oldest trick in the book.
That was him. Now I've retconned something.
It all makes sense.
Happy birthday, congratulations. Happy birthday with salutations. Happy birthday, may your sky stay blue.
Who let you here?
Happy birthday to you.
Don't you have a robot to try to fuck? Come on.
The cake I made has legs and can fire a very small nuke.
So far, it can only throw kittens. We have to find another one named Nuke just to make it work.
What? It's my fucking birthday.
Is this another choice you have to make between your lieutenants? Smoke them or don't? So because Code Talker's in, that's not like a date thing that only happens at a certain point in the game?
No. The people there singing you happy birthday depend on where you are in the story.
Oh. Somebody owes Miller an apology. Wait a minute, she's only destroying the cigars. Miller owes someone an apology.
She really does care.
She congratulated me on my HBD, my huge big dick.
I specifically chose to hold off on having the happy birthday cutscenes happen until we had a full mother base. I wanted because like they all sing and like so like if Code Talker is there, you can hear him singing the same song a little bit. So
Eli doesn't come though.
Nope.
Teenage Rebellion.
Yep. All right. Before I leave, is anybody slacking on the job? Gotta make sure people remember I'm the boss. You.
Hey, Mr. E-Rank Nobody. Eat fist.
While I can no longer steer, the fist still exists.
Or, as they say, fisty existy. Did you put in... What did you put in?
It was January 1st. I was
okay.
My original plan was to have this episode come out of January 1st, 2019. I didn't have it with the new year and everything, and then I wasn't able to do that.
Well, you should have used your own birthday so it could also be Big Shell Day.
Oh, yeah. I do share a birthday with that. Also, one more happy birthday gift. Because I am the bestest of friends with the horse, I can now customize my horse.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this.
Horse dye.
Yeah.
Horse dye.
Dye my horse.
Yeah, is there anything in this game comparing the targeted nature of the vocal cord parasites to the targeted nature of fox dye? Is there anything that tries to bridge that gap to the future?
You know, I don't think so, but I also may be forgetting cassette tapes later in the game. Also, by the way, we have 3 story missions available, but 33 and 34 are not actually story missions, but rather missions from earlier in the game with different difficulties applied to them. Subsistence means you go in with no items. You have to get everything in the field, and extreme is just really hard. But yeah, with those extra missions also being the main mission thing, if I told you how many missions were left in the game, you'd go, wow, that's a lot. But actually, a lot of them are just older missions with different difficulty modes applied to them, so there actually aren't nearly as many, like, real story missions left. By the way, there's a very small amount of DLC for this game, including horse costumes. But yeah, we made our Hand of Jehuti. It's got Jehuti's color scheme.
Yes! It should have a second thumb.
Yeah,
it should have a second thumb.
It should have had a second thumb. You're right. A missed opportunity.
Remodel and yeah. But still,
that would have been cool.
He's the kind of scum I'd like to keep off Mother Base, but he knows about the parasites. We need to extract him.
He also has really useful skills, so I'll welcome him with open arms.
Miller, you think everyone is scum until they work for you, and then they're the best person ever.
I hear they started calling you Shalashaska in Afghanistan. What's that about? You know
what's the deal?
Sharashka? It's slang for a suspicious, hastily thrown together organization. The word became associated with a type of forced labor facility in the Soviet Gulag system.
And anyway, I'm kind of like that.
Basically.
Forced research. That's not very different from what we do here. Diamond Dogs is different.
No, I promise we're different.
Yeah.
Why they're here, they revere you.
Because we locked him up in jail for a couple of weeks.
Now, the Russian Empire had a general by the name of Fyodor Arturovich Keller. His bravery earned him the nickname Russia's Greatest Shashka. Someone must have known about that, because somewhere along the line, Shashka got stuck on.
Yeah, I'm sure the Mujahideen really study up on their famous Cossacks of the 1800s.
Once you create a character and put it out there in public mind, it warps and twists with every baseless rumor.
So let me tell you about the way Superman has been characterized in recent films.
It works out just fine. I'm plenty used to working under aliases.
There you
Robert
go.
Pattinson's never going to be my Batman. Excuse me?
Yeah. So,
excuse me.
The Hand of Jehuti gives you the floating, like, option pieces that Jehuti had in Zone of the Enders 2. Oh, excuse me. Gotta delay the use of this hand.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's fucking cool, though. Just didn't want to get caught. But the Hand of Jehuti actually mimics a sub-weapon from Zone of the Enders, which is Wisp. It was the sub-weapon you could use to grab enemies from long range and pull them towards you.
Wisp was the coolest one.
Yeah. By the way, when you fire the hand, Snake shouts Hydra, which he also would shout sometimes with some of the goofy items in Peace Walker. That word is actually like an in-joke with Zone of the Enders 2 that didn't carry over to the English version of the game. There's an early cutscene in Zone of the Enders 2 where, like, right before you start the boss fight with Ken, in the English version, like, she just screams at you right before the boss fight starts. In the Japanese version, she shouts Hydra, and she shouts it like a war cry a lot in her boss fight. And apparently that became, like, an in-joke in the community in Japan, which is why Snake shouts it when he uses this weapon. So yeah, this is one of those types of missions where you can... It's kind of a race to get to a person before other guys get to him. You get him even before they find them. You can find them because you intercept the radio message and stuff. They're already there, and like the stuff Vapor Snake has honestly makes it a little difficult to take out Walker Gears at the moment, especially when they're all grouped up like that.
Yeah.
Especially since the Hand of Jehuti doesn't work on them. But instead we'll just, like, they're picking up the guy to move him to somewhere else, so we'll just set up a trap. Vapor Snake likes traps.
Yeah.
So something I'm sad you can't make in this game is any type of, like, mine that you can manually detonate that just explodes into, like, a cloud of smoke. The only thing you can manually detonate in this game is C4. But there's a way around it. If you have smoke boxes and you put them on top of decoys that you can deploy, they will destroy the boxes for you.
Amazing. Amazing. What a fantastic clutch.
Right? The only downside to the smoke boxes is that, unfortunately, the smoke clouds don't last very long. I think you can eventually develop them to be a little longer, but they're still not nearly as long as, like, smoke grenades. I wish they were. Yeah, there is some suspicious dude coming to the base to come kill the guy we gotta get. So if we wait for him to come out...
Skullface Jr.
Oh, boy.
And we all thought he was Volcel.
I wonder how many times Code Talker says copulation in this game. It's gotta be a lot.
Would it be better if he said fornication instead every single time?
I don't know, that would be pretty funny.
Parasites begin fornication.
There is some leftover data in this game hinting at some additional DLC outfits that just were never made. I'm guessing there were probably additional DLC plans for this game that just got canceled after we were like, ah, fuck it, we don't like video games anymore. Chico machines.
Yeah.
But there's...
I would love it if it was all tie-ins to other profitable Konami franchises.
Yeah, oh man.
Specifically, Winning 11.
Yeah.
I want everyone in Mother Base Soccer Kit.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta shoot this guy in the dick. But there's some, like...
Where's your dick armor, buddy?
Yeah. But there's some text strings left over from outfits that didn't make it in, and two of them were going to be outfits for D-Dog that dressed him up either as Ocelot or Miller. Yeah.
Yes! Little shotgun shell bandolier on my doggy.
Yeah. Sunglasses. There is one other major planned piece of DLC content that we'll eventually get to that was actually a planned set of extra story missions that took place in, like, a new area, and it was so close to being completed before it got cut that I will actually be able to show you the cutscenes from the missions. It's some pretty interesting stuff. But yeah, the stuff we're doing right now, well, we've called it the post game, but I would hazard to say it's not. Because, like, unlike Peace Walker, like, yeah, Peace Walker had a little bit more story in it and a secret boss fight with a secret ending. Meanwhile, like, a large portion of all the cutscenes and stuff in the game are in this part of the game.
I mean, we still have Sahelanthropus's, like, Chekhov self-destruct.
Oh, yeah.
To deal with.
Yeah. We still got all these kids. We got Liquid, we got Quiet, we got Huey. They're all doing shit. Or not doing shit and going like, when are you gonna do shit? Quiet.
Why are you here? Why are you here?
I'm still trying to imagine what it would be like if Code Talker had all of the Cobra powers.
Yes, it would be very, very good.
I want that to be like a playable thing.
And he starts doing seances to try to get ghost powers.
Yeah.
Because he can't find a ghost parasite.
Yeah, there's no ghost parasite.
Got a psychic kid to deal with.
Yep.
There's a man on fire. Is the man on fire ordering XOF around?
Still the other English parasites. Oh man, it's a lot of stuff.
There's the everything but English parasites that they were making in the Devil's House.
Yeah. I mean, at least that thing burst into flames, but...
Yeah.
Emmerich's finished development on that battle gear of his.
The what now?
Get back to Mother Base.
It's not a Metal Gear? It's a battle gear?
It's a battle gear.
What's the difference? Is that just to maintain the fiction of Metal Gear being the first Metal Gear?
I don't know what the real difference is. I mean, this battle gear is definitely smaller.
Anyways, you can see I haven't finished putting on my decals.
Yeah.
I did spring for the water slides, but I wanted to get my review up a bit quicker. There's a bit of panel lining on this, so it's not exactly out of box. But as you can see, the articulation is really the strong point of this.
Also, this one just fucking hovers. I've never seen that happen with any of my other kits, but
yeah, we all thought that was just, you know, something they did in the photography, but no, it's a real hover gimmick.
Yeah.
Bandai is really stepping up their game.
So yeah, this is a bit of a weird thing. This music I'm playing in the background, like they play it for a little bit for that previous cutscene. But the battle gear, the way the game hypes it up with multiple cutscenes about approving it, developing it, the multiple stages being developed in interviews, they've even said this, the battle gear was originally meant to be another vehicle you could bring into the open world. You'd be able to drive this around and fuck shit up. And this music I have playing in the video right now was like the music for the battle gear. And then they decided, very far into developing this thing, to the point where it was like playable and in-game and stuff, they decided it was super unbalanced and they cut it.
You don't fucking say!
Yeah.
Look at that shit!
So, while they still hype up the battle gear in the same way, it's actually...
The mocap here is from a developer trying to figure out how much GP that this should cost to take on a mission.
But yeah, so the battle gear actually works the same way Zeke did in Peace Walker, where you can't pilot it or anything, but you can send it out as another unit in your dispatch missions.
Boss, we need evidence to prove our suspicions about Emmerich. Head to the central base camp in Afghanistan and recover that AI pod.
Oh, now this is a good mission.
The parasites don't infect prepubescent hosts.
Yeah, they don't want to copulate around kids. That's gross.
Some of those kids must be close to hitting puberty. How could we have missed this?
There you go.
I cannot wait to see the health class they teach on Mother Base.
Yeah.
Your changing body. You might notice your voice is starting to crack, and then you die. Then you die.
So that tape we just listened to, you know, there's that little bit of dialogue that they say like, oh, Skullface said the last English strain was close to you. This cassette tape accidentally unlocks the mission before any of that stuff is learned about. So it kind of accidentally, like, I listened to this in my first playthrough, and they were like, English strain? What are they, huh? And so it was just like, it's just a little accident that cassette comes a little too early. I've been avoiding doing this target practice on the R&D strut, because I mentioned before, the R&D strut is a fucking nightmare to navigate. It's super confusing. There are, like, multiple different sets of staircases, but there's only one that actually takes you all the way up to the very top of the base. Everything else just, like, terminates halfway up for no reason.
They say the original R&D professional was dataless, so there you go.
And there's just so much it's so vertical, and there's so much shit and, like, alternate secret pathways with vents and shit. It's so fucking hard to not get lost in this strut and also remember where you have and have not been. Like,
and can we paint these targets sort of a fluorescent yellow or pink or something?
Like, this isn't really target practice because there's no, like, precision needed. It's like fucking hide and seek with these things. I had to redo this challenge for recording for this LP like 4 fucking times, and that was me with a walkthrough video open, so I knew exactly where all of them were.
They're researching new ways to hide things and developing a frustration in the boss.
I guess so.
Who is the most tactical boy?
It's me. Yeah, that is the hardest target practice. It's super frustrating and I hate it. You can get a game over on Mother Base either by jumping off the side of the base or by throwing your soldiers off the side of the base.
What?
Yeah, if you kill your soldiers...
It seems like they'd love that.
Yeah, if you kill your soldiers by throwing them off or running them over with a car or something, yeah, they, you get a game over.
They believe in you so much, but they'll mutiny over one little murder.
Right? They love getting punched across the jaw. Another thing I've been holding off on doing is if you have save data from Ground Zeroes, you can transfer it over to the Phantom Pain, and it'll unlock some extra stuff for you. Specifically, it unlocks the ability to develop the PS1 Solid Snake outfit, a bionic arm that has no special abilities but is gold, and you can also develop the Peace Walker era sneaking suit.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one's pretty nice. The AI pod mission is actually just a side op, and like there's some times where like you finish the next story mission and the next one doesn't unlock, and it's because like time has to pass and you either have to complete 2 story missions of any type, even if they're replaying missions, or 2 side ops before the next one becomes available. So like those other main story missions that become available, they're just like early missions that are on different difficulties. You don't actually have to complete those to advance the story.
But you could. They would be natural choices to advance the story.
I will not be playing those for this LP because I wanted it to... It's already super long. We're not replaying earlier missions. So, like, I'll just be doing side ops and all the other side shit there is.
Skullface was gonna sell do-it-yourself nuke kits. Uranium enriching ARCHAEA.
Only $9.95.
I like how Ocelot puts that.
Uranium could be sourced by the client or provided by Cypher.
Every middle school science fair got a lot more interesting.
Yeah, like, who gives a fuck about those fucking little volcanoes anymore? Maybe that's how Fat Man in MGS2 was said to have built a nuke at, like, 10 years old.
Yeah, he just got one of those.
Yeah.
I want him to advertise in the back of comic books, like right next to the Charles Atlas system.
Yeah, the strongman shit.
You can either be a strongman or a global strongman.
Yeah.
Suddenly, there was a massive demand for uranium. And it was our ill fortune that the ground
Is that true? I mean, that might be true.
I'm not entirely sure, actually.
It sounds true. It has the ring of truth, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Set up mine after mine, and many of the Dene worked them, never informed of any danger. Every day, they went to work with no protection. The slag was simply piled out in the open. When rain fell, uranium traces left behind would seep out, and when the ground dried, it was blown about as dust.
Good thing you had your parasites.
I just looked it up, and yes, this is true.
Oh, okay. Not that I don't have anything to say or I'm being especially respectful. It's just that whenever I learn about a new aspect of the American government's campaign of genocide against native peoples, my ears perk up. That's something that,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when I listened to this the first time, I was like, that totally feels like a true thing. And like, literally all I did was just type in, like, fucking Navajo uranium. And, like, that's the first thing that comes up, yeah. Yeah, that's fucked up, though.
Yeah. The hamburgers of Kazuhira Miller.
Oh.
If you're taking requests.
We'll get to that. That's an incredible cassette tape.
The world is rid of his existence at last.
Was he still alive?
You could say that. But you could also say he'd been dead for decades.
What's that?
Well, I'm going to say he just died like a couple days ago.
Only through repeated therapies could the parasites keep him alive.
Man, these parasites can do anything.
They are the new nanomachines, like literally. the new old nanomachines, I guess.
That is correct. The parasites live on.
I just think it's surprising that they went and said like, oh yeah, Skullface had a shitload of parasites in him and then gave him no superpowers because of it. That feels like a strange amount of restraint. Like, you have no final boss fight with Skullface. He just dies in a cutscene.
And you know what's more powerful than life-extending parasites?
What's that?
A nerd with a gun.
Yeah.
You burned both of them. There was
Did you, though?
I tossed him in. So that just
Everyone's got to pay attention to when the psychic child is there.
You gotta listen for the sound of breaking glass.
Yeah.
Very close to me. Very close. One of your comrades. Or someone ordered to kill you.
Oh, it's quiet. That's why she doesn't speak.
Metaphorically.
She has the English strain.
Metaphorically.
It's quiet. Come, just say it. Say it's quiet.
We have plenty of those, but the staff use English as a common language. But if that someone has not spoken English yet,
It's quiet.
there'd be another outbreak.
I have these. I have a 2 and a 2 here, but what do they make? Oh, it's so close. It's on the tip of my tongue.
So all those radio broadcasts fed the everything but English strain.
Yeah.
What do you think was the English they used to create the English strain?
Hiding all evidence like a man cheating on his wife.
I mean, if it really depends, like, exactly what it's being exposed to, it's got to be something with not much of an accent or a dialect.
This is the early 80s. Soap operas are still at their height.
That's true. It could have been soap
That's
operas.
4 hours of English a day, just American soap operas.
Yeah.
I do like that idea because it means that they will aggressively copulate to the sound of long-lost evil twins, fake deaths, anyone being slapped. They'll copulate the hell out of that.
Yeah. I mean, some of those also happen in the world of Metal Gear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that does make sense. I mean, there's evil twins in Metal Gear, so that works.
There's evil twins, secret triplets.
Yeah.
They always go that extra mile.
Yeah. I mean, Big Boss supposedly died in a fire in Metal Gear Solid 4. His corpse, Barry Living corpse, got thrown into a fire, and then he was alive at the end.
After supposedly dying in Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. The fake death I remember from soap operas, because my grandma would watch them when I was at her house all the time, was specifically somebody coming back from, like, a year later after being impaled with a pitchfork in a farmhouse.
That'll do it.
And they came back from that one, though. Oh, there he is. Quiet, I'm tired. Do it for me. We've been using Quiet enough that the bond meter with her is going up even more. So now, finally, we've had that option just to call out Quiet's name, and she just doesn't do anything. But now if we do it, she'll actually look at us, and she'll give us a thumbs up.
All right.
Yeah.
Please don't speak English.
Yeah, that would be really bad. Can you just write? Just write. Write us a note.
It's the wrist parasites.
Draw something.
Charades.
The charades parasite.
Alright, she's going to kill you by uttering the simple English phrase, I love you.
Oh no! That would be a very Kojima thing, though.
Standing